Well, folks, it happened. He's back. Like a bad rash, like that shirt you love, even though it has a hole in it, like finding a $10 bill in your pocket, but then realizing it's actually just a receipt for something you deeply regret buying. Donald J. Trump is once again the President of the United States of America. The 2024 election was a nail-biter, a roller coaster of emotions that had everyone on the edge of their seats. Polls were tighter than a pair of skinny jeans on a hippopotamus. Every vote seemed to count more than ever, and the tension was palpable. The nation held its breath. Families gathered around their televisions. Friends debated over the phone. And social media was ablaze with speculation and hope. And then, boom, Trump pulled it off. Again. It was a moment of sheer disbelief for some and unbridled joy for others. It was a victory that surprised many, delighted some, and sent a collective shudder down the spines of others. The reactions were as varied as the American populace itself. The world watched, mouths agape, as America once again embraced its penchant for the unpredictable. News outlets around the globe covered the event with a mix of astonishment and intrigue. One thing's for sure, buckle up, America. The next 4 years promise to be anything but dull. You're in for a bumpy ride. The political landscape is set to be as turbulent as ever, with debates, policies and controversies that will keep everyone talking. News of Trump's victory reverberated around the globe, sending shockwaves through every corner of the world, sparking a mixture of reactions that range from elation to despair. The reactions were highly polarized, reflecting the deep divisions that have come to define our times. In certain corners of the world, the news was met with cheers and celebrations. Supporters took to the streets, waving flags and chanting slogans. Boris Johnson, never one to miss an opportunity to align himself with a controversial figure, sent a hearty congratulations via Twitter or whatever social media platform is popular in 2024. His message was clear. He saw an ally in Trump. Bolsonaro in Brazil and Mohammed VI of Morocco also expressed their well wishes, perhaps sensing a kindred spirit in the newly re-elected American president. Their messages were filled with optimism, hoping for strengthened ties and mutual cooperation in the coming years. However, in many other parts of the world, particularly Europe, the news was met with a palpable sense of dread. The memories of the previous Trump administration were still fresh and painful. European leaders, still scarred from the tumultuous Trump years of 2016 to 2020, expressed their concerns with diplomatic politeness that barely masked their underlying anxiety. They worried about the future of international relations and the stability of global alliances. The general consensus seemed to be, oh dear God, not this again. Social media was flooded with posts expressing disbelief and concern as people braced themselves for what was to come. The stock market, never one to miss an opportunity for a good roller coaster ride, reacted to Trump's victory with the subtlety of a sugar-crazed toddler. The Dow Jones surged, then dipped, then surged again like a confused hummingbird trying to decide on a flower. Meanwhile, the cryptocurrency world, that wild west of digital finance, went absolutely bonkers. Bitcoin's price shot up like a caffeinated squirrel on a trampoline. Ethereum did a little dance. Dogecoin, because why not, probably barked at the moon. Whether this market exuberance was a sign of confidence in Trump's economic policies or simply a collective case of global investors losing their minds was a matter of much debate. With his second term secured, Trump wasted no time in dusting off his America First playbook. Determined to leave an even more indelible mark on the nation, he set his sights on reshaping domestic policies with renewed vigor. Immigration reform, a cornerstone of his first term, was back on the agenda with a renewed focus on tightening borders and enforcing stricter immigration laws. Promises of an even bigger and better wall were made because why settle for just stopping people when you can also impress them with your construction skills? The wall was not just a barrier, but a symbol of his administration's resolve. Abortion rights advocates braced themselves for a fight, knowing that the stakes had never been higher. The battle lines were drawn, and both sides prepared for a fierce confrontation. As Trump, emboldened by his victory and the shifting political landscape, rallied his supporters, he made it clear that he intended to follow through on his promises. He seemed poised to make good on his promises to overturn Roe v. Wade, a move that would have profound implications for the nation. The culture wars, never truly dormant, roared back to life with renewed intensity. Issues that had simmered beneath the surface now erupted into the public sphere. Fueled by Trump's divisive rhetoric, the nation found itself more polarized than ever. His speeches, often laced with provocative statements, kept the public on edge. His uncanny ability to turn any issue, no matter how mundane, into a full-blown national crisis ensured that the news cycle was perpetually dominated by controversy. The country watched, waited, and wondered what would come next. Section 5, Europe on edge of transatlantic tremors. Across the Atlantic, European leaders watched with a mixture of apprehension and a healthy dose of "here we go again" resignation. Trump's history of questioning NATO's relevance and cozying up to authoritarian leaders had left its mark on the transatlantic relationship. The EU, already grappling with its own internal divisions and struggling to present a united front on the global stage, now faced the daunting prospect of dealing with a president who seemed to view them more as rivals than allies. The prospect of renewed trade wars and diplomatic spats loomed large. Section 6, A House Divided, the battle for America's soul. Trump's victory did little to heal the deep divisions that had come to define American society. If anything, it seemed to exacerbate them. The nation found itself increasingly polarized, split along political, social, and cultural fault lines. On one side, Trump's supporters, energized by his victory and emboldened by his rhetoric, doubled down on their support for his policies and his vision for America. On the other side, those who had viewed his presidency with alarm and dismay felt a sense of dread and despair. The American experiment, once a beacon of hope and inspiration for the world, seemed to be teetering on the brink. Section 7, The Art of the Deal. Again, global relations reloaded. In the realm of international relations, Trump's return to the White House signaled a return to his trademark brand of transactional diplomacy. Alliances were viewed through the lens of what's in it for America, and agreements were made and broken with dizzying speed. Trump's relationship with China, a defining feature of his first term, remained as contentious as ever, with trade wars and accusations of currency manipulation continuing to dominate the headlines. Russia, under the watchful eye of Vladimir Putin, continued to be a source of both intrigue and concern, with allegations of election interference and covert operations swirling around the Kremlin like a cold Siberian wind. Section 8. The world holds its breath. Economic uncertainty looms. The global economy, still reeling from the aftershocks of the COVID-19 pandemic and grappling with the challenges of climate change, faced an uncertain future under a second Trump presidency. His protectionist trade policies and his disdain for international cooperation did little to inspire confidence in the global markets. The specter of inflation, rising interest rates, and volatile currency markets loomed large, casting a shadow over the global economic outlook. Businesses, investors, and ordinary citizens around the world braced themselves for a period of prolonged uncertainty. Section 9, A Call for Unity. Can Trump heal a fractured nation? In his victory speech, delivered with his trademark blend of bombast and bravado, Trump struck a conciliatory tone, calling for national unity and healing. He promised to be a president for all Americans, even those who had not voted for him. Whether these words would translate into concrete actions remained to be seen. Trump's history of divisive rhetoric and his penchant for stoking the flames of cultural division did little to inspire confidence in his ability to bridge the chasm that had come to define American society. Section 10, The Second Coming. What does Trump 2.0 mean for America? As the dust settled on the 2024 election, America found itself at a crossroads. Trump's victory, unexpected and divisive, had once again upended the political order and left the nation grappling with its identity. The question on everyone's mind was, what would a second Trump presidency mean for America? Would it be a continuation of the policies and rhetoric of his first term, or would it mark a new chapter in his presidency? Only time would tell. Section 11, 4 more years, a world transformed. The world watched with a mixture of fascination and trepidation as Trump embarked on his second term as President of the United States. His victory, a testament to his enduring appeal to a significant segment of the American electorate, had sent shockwaves across the globe. The implications of his return to power were far-reaching and profound, with the potential to reshape the global order and redefine America's place in the world. One thing was certain, the next 4 years promised to be anything but boring.